no, 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 it was the mic. Yes,
Oh,
no trailers tonight. We had technical issues, and the show must go on. Hello, welcome. We are now live on stream. This is the 15th Kabanata of Sukol.
Woo!
Woo! A VTM Dark Ages campaign set in colonial Philippines. We are in 1592. A year has passed and we are getting to the thick of it. The last month was a long break due to Holy Week. We are all Filipinos. We were all sad Jesus died. Now we're back. We're gonna enjoy some colonial goodness with our resident characters here. We almost have a full gang. Our resident Datu has been called away by his people. I'll definitely use that as a plot device. Um, he was shimmied away, so he is not here. So we'll do a quick recap of what happened because it has been a good month since the last session. We're gonna turn over real quick to what they call the resident double triple agent. um Hello Henley. Would you mind giving the recap or at least of what you remember from your character POV on what happened last time?
okay. Is it okay if it's in English?
Okay lang,
'Cause
okay lang. No problem.
I'm not
Yeah,
there.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay lang, okay lang.
Okay, okay. This is as much as I can remember from his eyes. Okay. So, the team went to Baguio to find more information about the Danag and the Methuselah. Also, to kind of, Isko had the agreement that he will meet with Magda, and also the alcalde wanted him away because of what he found out about Jepoy, and so he took Jepoy with him straight towards Baguio. And then he learned that Tatang also has Jepoy's siblings somewhere around Baguio. So there's
Mm-hmm.
that. And then some exchanges happened along the way, which kind of reconciled some people and created a few plans. However, not very long after those, Sisa had strayed from the path, and Ska noticed, so he shadowed her closely, and he found out that Sisa had gone into an enclosed village which was guarded by a lot of Spaniard ghouls, men, yes, whatever. And he found out that within that village was Magda. I don't think he was aware that Bella was inside at the moment that that happened. But yeah, he kind of went up a tree to spy on what was happening, and then he saw Caesar right in the middle of Magda and a group of Spaniard men. And so he told his friend Crow, named Wacky, and then sent Wacky towards Lucia to warn Lucia and the group that he and Sisa are by the village and Sisa is in trouble. And I think they heard her scream.
Yes.
I don't know if it was before or after that, but there was a scream. And they went close, and I think they managed to distract the guards with Lucius. I don't remember the name of the power, but the influence thingy with Noah and Itim, of course. I think they were pushing people off the cliff,
Yes.
and Isko, while that was happening, he was trying to sneak inside while Sisa was playing a game with the guards, kind of like not hide and seek. It was another game where they like there's a taya and then they all have to I don't remember, but there was a game
There was a
and then it
palayok, yes.
worked.
Yep.
Yeah, pokpok palayok.
Yes, pokpok
So it
palayok.
worked at the first time. Like they all have their swords out and they're about to kind of like kill each other. I think. However, Sisa missed. I think she missed something, and then they did not like it, or she felt something that was bad, but she was projecting her emotions towards the men. And then these men feeling these emotions began to turn on her. So it's all kind of feeling like, oh my god, she might be in big trouble. He tried to sneak in further. However, he does not have the vampire power to vanish. And so getting inside deeper, Magda felt his presence, revealing his hiding spot, and instead of uh acting like he got caught, he just decided to play into the facade of, okay, you found me. I was traveling alone. What is this shit that is happening? Oh, why is he so here? Hi, hello. And then, yeah, he tried to make Magda believe, which he thinks kind of worked. He, I think Magda did not think that they were together, but Magda does have the inkling that the group is nearby. Because apparently she believes that when Sisa is here or when one of them is here, the others are meant to be just around the corner. And then okay, what happened next? She continued to poke the bear being Sisa, angering her with I think she was trying to say something about Sisa's children or her family, something like that,
Yeah.
which caused Sisa to go into a frenzy. I don't think Sko was made aware of Bella. Was he? I don't remember. But yes. Uh Scott tried to uh kind of quote unquote protect Magda from Sisa
Hmm.
by telling her, okay, we should go, but he wasn't purposefully fighting off Sisa. And then in the middle of that comes Itim in a hero landing, superhero landing, right in between them. And then Isko tries to act super scared to make Magda believe that Itim had killed Apodong, who was, if I remember correctly, the leader of this village before she took over. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the Apabodong was the main leader. That is correct. Did it?
Okay.
Well,
And so,
complication. Well, actually, just glasses. The original one was the Ibalois, which is Bella's tribe. And then it was
yep.
taken by the Baron of Baguio, which is Apabodong. Because Apabodong got Bella's father killed. Well, half of Bella. Sorry.
Okay.
What happened?
So it's Bella and then Apodong and then now Magda.
Yep.
So Itim, having killed the former leader of this tribe, kind of instills the fear in Magda that I think was enough distraction for Sisa to actually grab a big bite from her neck during her frenzy,
Yep. Yeah.
which is go and it dodged. And then as Magda was about to go into torpor, Isko tried to get her out of there, carrying her upside down so that the blood will flow faster. And then
Mm.
Itim, who is noticing that Caesar's frenzy was not done, tackled her before she would murder all of the guards that Noe and Lucia and Jepoy are fighting outside. I don't know if she murdered all of them, or I think Noe saved some of them.
Yeah, there was a
I think.
burning, there was God, there was an intervention of God in the burning bush. Everybody kneeled and he sucked everyone's blood, sucked everyone. That sounds so bad. A priest sucking everyone, but he more or less, licked their wounds so that they avoid dementation. Oh, no, 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 I meant in his act of love, he healed everyone but taking the dementation. That's,
Mm.
Okay, all right. So he got the candy Sisa, the Sisa candy, the Sisa drug, and while that was happening, Isco was going the other direction towards the other exit, but he just so happened to run into Bella, who was still in her chains, still in her tattered dress, I think,
mm-hmm,
looking like bloody murder. She was very mad and she demanded that Isco free her and then give her Magda. But Isco, who still wanted to learn more information from Magda, decided that he would not be helping Bella. So stupid. And he will be saving Magda. So he ran away, he escaped, but not before telling Bella that his friends are out there and they will help her. And then he left and
yeah,
escaped. Yes,
yeah. Okay.
perfect. Mhm,
Alright. With
that's
thank you
it.
for that lovely recap. Piso XP. Ding, ding, ding. Alright,
Thank you.
with that, we'll revisit the lovely map from before, just to refresh people on what the fuck happened. Remember this map? Everybody remember this map? Uh,
Yeah.
it was a good time. So, with Isco leaving the group, uh, and more or less, I would say in this moment, and because Noe the player is still um doing dishes.
Oh, no, no,
Uh,
no, I'm good.
oh,
I've
He's
been good
busy.
for a while now.
okay. I thought
I've been for a while now.
that's okay because there was a very intense
Yeah,
recap.
but Hennes did the whole recap already.
Yep, so we're good.
Yeah, Hennes did
I
the whole recap, so I guess I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, yeah. It was a good
Unless I am.
coverage.
Unless I am. Okay.
I know. We'll actually
Okay.
jump
Cool.
to the fact that um I would say Sisa has finally calmed down, but I want to ask, what was the memory that made you calm down? What is the thing that brought you back to at least a calmer state, to almost like catatonia? What memory is that? Or what is something on your person that made you calm down?
Um, I think during the entire time that Sisa was on Frenzy, she couldn't care less how she looked like or what she was doing until she hears something drop throughout that chaos, and she realizes it's her doll, and then she stops and picks it up and get reminded of the nights when she puts the children to bed and she would sing lullabies to them as they peacefully go to sleep under the stars that look over them. So she sits down and starts humming to her wooden doll once again. But this time she's like her eyes are like glassy, as if she is not there.
Yeah. as she's finally calmed down, you could, at least for Lucia's POV, you are in the scene, or at least, were you, would you go up? I know you were with Jepoy at the time. Would you actually go up
Mhm.
towards the base? I want to know what Lucia is doing after the fact with everything.
Uh, was there any significant noise that kind of signaled the end of the battle?
Um, things went quiet, too quiet, which, uh, in a sign of a, uh, fight, usually a good bad thing. You waited for a while and none of your friends came back to you in a sense.
I have faith in my friends. So in that case, yes, I did look to Jepoy and I would have told him, tara na, parang tapos na yata ang laban nila. I would have went.
So, when you walk to the scene, you are greeted. Okay, Jepoy nods. Um, and you are greeted with the scene where all the soldiers are on the ground. And I kind of want to ask, for Noe, you've licked everyone's wounds. Are Do you try to remain standing or do you lie with the rest of them? Like, cause you're feeling the
No,
effects. Uh,
I know what the CISA drug does. Noah is aware of it. He's cognizant, so he's not gonna risk standing up and maybe sleepwalking somewhere off a cliff or something. So he's also gonna lie down,
yeah.
if possible, next to a tree, just sitting.
Okay.
But if he can't pull that off, then I guess it's on the ground.
I would say less of a tree, but you see, like, what Lucia will see is you are leaning against one of the walls leading into the village. Um, it's less. I mean, it is a tree
I
technically, a
see.
dead tree.
Yeah, then he's seated then.
Yeah, so he's just like leaning.
Okay.
The colors, like, there's, you feel the potency of the dementation coursing through you. I would say you're here, leaning against. Lucia would see the bodies that have lied down and you leaning against the gate. Um, there's blood in your mouth, uh, smeared a bit, and you're going through the colors that you actually, when you see Lucia walking through, it's it's like one of the visions that they would tell you Mother Mary would appear in, this ethereal glow as you see, like the somebody in their um vestments moving towards you with this almost like this purity as they come towards you. It almost feels like for a moment you don't see Lucia, you see Mama Mary
See,
approaching you.
I see. Then Noe, with the clear stench of iron and crimson across his lips, almost like a macabre lipstick, he slowly puts up his hands which shake, and not daring to speak to the Mother Mary for what he has become, he prays to her.
Does Lucia sees this? Do you respond?
Actually, I think I'm not delirious enough to disregard that there are bodies on the ground and my friend is like seated there. So actually, before this praying thing, if you allow that, ma,
Yeah.
I held on to Jepoy's shoulder and I tell him, Jepoy, wag ka magpapanik. I'm sure that Noe is fine. Like, okay lang siya. Jepoy, wag ka magpapanik. When in truth, like, I'm the one who's slightly a little
Yeah.
panicked.
Yes.
Jepoy, it's okay. Wag kang mag-alala.
I would say Jepoy doesn't need to roll for insight. Like, he knows that. Yeah, the nun's very nervous. There's like, oh, that's a lot of dead people. Oh, that's a guy who looks like, it from the perspective of it, with the blood in his mouth and everyone died. It looks like he was the one who ate it. And there's like, in the open gate, Sisa singing ili ili towards a log again, and Itim just breathless. What does Noah say? What are the prayers that he says towards Mother Mary?
It is a prayer in Latin, but I will say it in English. And it basically sums up in a shaky voice. Oh, Mother Mary, please keep these souls alive. They do not deserve to die. I pray whatever darkness I have accepted into myself, it has helped these people. Oh, Mother Mary, please. And he does the Hail Mary, and then the Holy Mary, and then the Glory Be.
Yeah. I would say, being a nun, you would be aware of the catechisms. You would be aware of the words. You were surprised to hear Noah speaking to you as if you're Mother Mary.
Huh? Teka, teka. Multo ba yun, Jepoy? Or nagsasalita siya? Naririnig, okay, hindi ako. I like rush forward. Tara, Jepoy, tingnan natin kung okay lang siya. I like rush forward
Yeah.
towards Noe. Like, Noe? Noe?
Um,
Noe?
for Noah, you don't hear. You hear, like it's almost white noise. Like Lucia's voice is far away, but it's almost sing song, and you actually see. It's almost like the sun approaching you. The brightness. The Holy Mother Mary is gracing you with her presence. You feel her warmth, her glow. Everything is turning into like the light of heaven. It's like you are slowly, like you're seeing heaven and the pearly gates with just the brightness coming from Mother Mary. This is all in your head, but this is what you're seeing as she approaches you.
I forgot he's still on the LSD blood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? He is a devout priest. If heaven is coming for him, then he starts saying, because I am a Catholic, my brother's a devout one, my grandma's a devout one. He starts praying an obscure prayer to an obscure saint related to a priest dying.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's like I'm meeting my end. Lucia would hear
And
this,
he's like,
like, what?
he's praying, like, followed by once again the Hail Mary, and then the Holy Mary, and then the Glory Be.
Gumising ka! Does he look like... You know what? At this point, I'm a little panicked. I'm just gonna conclude that maybe he's out of blood. And I'm gonna shove my wrist in his mouth. Hey, hi!
You are
I consent. If you're going to ask, then I
Okay.
consent.
You know what they say? You can't mix two drugs.
I said,
Oh well,
you have partaken the blood of Christ. Now you're taking the blood of Mary. Does that make you double holy? Ugh, that's a good. That's a big, like.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, sorry, I got disconnected. But yeah, if you took the blood of Jesus Christ and the blood of Mother Mary, does that make you extra holy? I don't know the logic for that, but it seems as if there's an outstretched hand of Mother Mary towards you, showing the wrist.
If well, it's not a bloody wrist, right? Or
No,
did she
it is.
cut it?
No,
Because
it's a pure and like
no.
it's like you're seeing a Mother Mary bathe in holy light, and she's offering you the purity of her wrist. It's like the blood of Christ. It almost feels like communion, and it's like your brain's distorting, hearing the ang katawan ni Kristo, Amen, and it's like, and then katawan ng Inang Maria. Like you're just hearing that with the communion. And this is like literally the blood. Is this what they meant?
is it? Can I roll a theology check to see if I'm tripping? Or is this some obscure ritual I've never heard of? I've read every book!
I would say you can use your creative
Or am I
logic.
too deluded?
No, I would say your
Okay, okay.
intelligence, you're still smart. Like, you're still smart. You can still use creative logic. You can roll for Catholicism as well. So intelligence, theology, Catholicism, and creative logic.
Okay. Okay. Load. Alright, there you go.
Ooh.
2 successes? If
Hold
it's
on.
a 7?
Hold on, huh? 1, 2, 3 minus 2. So you have plus 1. The 2 successes. 2 sucks. Yes, you have
No,
2.
no. Yeah, 2 success. 2 sucks. 2 sucks, yeah.
You
Yeah.
you know that the scarification and the blood ritual in Christianity and Catholic churches is very much pagan. They incorporated a lot of the Eucharist that is a blood ritual. You know of you've read of the religions prior to Jesus about the mortification of flesh, um, the way pilgrims have used fasting, abstinence, and you use these kinds of bodies to assume a kind of enlightenment. So it seems as if in some, this is like metaphoric, you know, that in your readings of like the blood of Christ is definitely very pagan. Like you are aware that it's a very pagan act. It's symbolisms, but it's definitely a way that the church adapted to existing rituals of long before. Some you can't help but wonder if perhaps the old vampires have influenced how the church has been, because this is a ritual of sorts. But you know, even in older religions, blood, scars, the partaking of flesh is a way to enlightenment. That's beyond other religions. But for Catholicism specifically, it is a godhood. So this particular symbolism of Mother Mary, offering your wrist, like in your vision, your creative logic, you actually realize the face of Mother Mary now shapes into Lucia. She's offering your wrist. Your brain now is like seeing the symbolisms and the philosophical takes. And then your mind is coming to the reality that your friend, Lucia, is offering her wrist.
And then just gets shoved in his face like poof, poof, poof.
Ay, gumising ka! Mabuhay ka! Di ka papatay!
Lucia?
Okay? Okay ka lang? Gising ka na ba?
Nakita ko ang Inang Maria.
Oo nga! Sige kang dasal ng dasal, wala naman dito.
Ganun ba?
Oo. Nagkakasala ka ng walang sa oras eh. Nano ka? Asan yung iba?
Nasa loob sila. Yung mga tao, buhay pa ba sila?
She looks to the people and she looks back at you. Buhay pa yan. Tiwala lang, buhay pa yan.
Yeah, they're fine.
Sige.
They're fine.
Sige. Nasa loob sila Itim, at si Isko. Kunin niyo hindi ko na siya maalala. Pero may pinuntahan tayo dito. Isa siyang babae.
Si Bella. Si Bella?
Si Bella. Oh, si Bella.
Okay lang ba siya? Ligtas ba siya?
Hindi ko alam. Maaari niyo bang Tingnan. Hindi lang ako makagalaw.
Sige. Sige. Dito ka lang.
Ah,
Ah, Lucia will go inside. She will look to Jepoy. Saan ka? Gusto mo dito ka? O sasama ka?
You can stop panicking now, right? Like you can see Jepoy's just sweating bullets, looking back and forth. Being a Filipino farmer in India, somebody speaking in Latin, it's like, oh my god, that's an aswang. Oh my god, it's like, oh god, there's a demon, being summoned. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That's the energy of like, oh god.
Sige.
Ooh-ba-doo-doo.
Sige, bantayan mo si Noe, ha? Hanapin ko sila.
Okay, so
Pero
you
parang nandyan lang si Sisa, eh.
yeah, so you actually Caesar's actually behind the gate, so it's opened, and you actually see like Itim's kind of panting, and you hear a slam on the gate as he kind of pushes it open like to let you in, and he's like you can tell he's been tired. It says, and then he tells you, alam mo, ang nakapagod sa akin, hindi yung mga tauhan na yan, si Sisa. He says, nakakatakot si Sisa.
Sino?
Si Sisa.
Si Sisa!
Nagwala si Sisa.
Ba't si Sisa?
Nagwala siya. Kinagat niya lahat yun. Mga tao dun.
Okay.
Kinagat din niya
At least buhay sila.
dahil kay
Buhay sila, di ba
padre.
yun ang importante?
Dahil kay padre. Oh. And that's you can tell he's tired. And he goes,
Kinagat din si Padre?
sabi, di ko, alam ko lang nakagat si Magda, tapos pumunta si Isko, pero di ko pa nakita si Isko, kay, ngayon lang kumalma si Sisa. And you just see Sisa just like, almost like catatonic, but like humming towards the log. Like, you can tell, like, the wariness of Itim, like, he needs to keep an eye on this person before she loses it again. It's like, di pa bumalik si Isko.
Si Isko? Asan si Isko? Saan siya pumunta?
Ambot! Alam, nandito ako. Kinakalma ko alam mo, kung binitawan ko si Sisa, lahat ng mga tao patay na yan. Baka patay na din tayo. Ganun katakot si Sisa.
Yakapin mo na. Asan yung isa? Si Bella?
Dinala ni Isko, pero di ko nakita. Basta tumakbo lang sila. And then he points to that direction that he saw Isko go to.
Ako naman, no. I like hike up my non-skirts and I'm just I'm gonna run to check on my friends.
Alright. So you make a move. You don't need to roll for perception or anything. Nothing. There is no sign of Isko. However, you hear the sound of ropes and chains, like violently being tung, tung, tung. You hear the groan of wood. This is like tung, 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 coming from this house.
Isko, ikaw ba yan?
Well,
I try to open the door.
okay, I will put you here. Upstairs. Alright. How close do you go?
I'm really thinking at this point na baka si Isko yan.
Yeah.
So, close that I want to open the door.
Yeah. So when you do open the door over here, I mean, that's where the door would be. You see, it looks to be a long-haired woman. They're topless with tattoos over their arms, yanking violently at the chain. So I'll show you her card. And she looks pissed. Like, she looks up at you, and there is no kindness in her eyes.
I also look to her like, what should I do now? She looks mad.
Sabi niya, And she speaks to
Oh,
you
okay.
in Filipino immediately. Kaibigan mo ba si Isko? Ikaw ba ay kaibigan ni Isko?
Parang gano'n na nga.
Like, you,
Nakita mo ba siya?
he grits, um, he grits her teeth, showing her fang. Ayop siya. Ayop siya! Then
Bakit?
she is so angry as you see her yanking and just like pulling at the chains. Di niya ako pinakawalan. At sumama siya. Tumakbo siya kasama yung babae
Ay,
na nagparusa sa akin.
teka, sandali. Sinasabi mo sa akin na nakatakas si... Si Magda?
Dinala ni Isko. Yung tarantadong babaeng yon. Hindi ako pinakawalan. Dinala niya yung babae. Ako dapat nagpatay kay Magda.
Alam mo, ang daming problema. Teka lang, parang nasasaktan ka na dyan. I-address muna natin to, ha?
And you see her stop yanking. And she goes, tutulungan mo ako hanapin si Isko?
Oo, baka mapaano pa yun kay Magda.
Hindi siya... He basically says, he made that decision on his own. No magic. No influence. She says that in Filipino. Walang umumpluwensya sa kanya. Decision niya yun.
Baka may rason siya. Pero hindi ako dito para makipag-away with you. Okay lang to tanggalin, diba? Well, hindi ka naman maano. Wala tong mahika.
Di mo naman ako paparusahan tulad niya. Tulad ng mga Kastila. Tulad ng korte.
Ba't ko yung gawain? Ano palang ginawa mo?
She waits for your actions. She doesn't respond. She's just waiting for what you will do.
Di bali na nga. I don't know about the chains, what I can do with it, but if there are ropes, I will loosen them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll attempt to maybe get something sharp to cut through ropes.
Okay. You look around. It is a standard village. You do see, fun fact, there was metalworks already during this time. So you do see, we're not in the Stone Age during this time. So, some crude, metal that's, metalworks that you can use. Definitely used to like, it's kind of like the way they used to cut, root crops, fruits.
Oh?
It's kind of like that food knife.
Anong tawag dyan? May tawag dyan eh.
Yes. It escapes me right now.
I forgot.
It escapes me, but I know there's a specific knife for it.
Yeah. Oo, gets ko yung itsura. Balisong?
Yeah.
Tama ba?
Wait, no, balisong is too big.
Balisong's too big. Okay.
No, and balisong's more for fighting. That's not for food. But I guess
True.
the vibe is kind of there. But there's a specific term for it.
Oh, nakalimutan ko din. Sige. She takes that and sasabihan niya si Bella na, huwag kang gumalaw ha. Hindi ako ang pinakamagaling with weaponry. Pero itatry ko to tanggalin.
She simply watches. She just watches you. Do you take your time? If you take your time, it will be a while. The other group will notice that you did take a while. You do not have melee, mind you. You have one strength. So it will be a while that it will be noticeable to Jepoy and Noe that it has been a while.
I am being so careful careful not to injure her.
Okay. So during the cutting, this awkward silence between you both, as she only speaks in Filipino, she does recognize that you're speaking in Filipino, a broken Filipino to her. And then
Mhm.
she responds, kailan ka natuto?
Ako, mga 3 buwan? Before?
She looks surprised, like in the awkward ache. Like just she's doing small talk.
Hindi
Like
talaga.
so you're just like you're trying the rope, you're trying all angles, like you're seeing progress, but it's also slow. Um she goes, 3 buwan. Buti naman may respeto ka sa lengguwahe namin.
Oh, naman, hindi naman pwede na nasa ibang lugar ka. And I'm really like trying to cut those ropes. It's not working. The struggle is clear in her voice. Oh, grabe naman kasi. Kung dito ka nakatira, tapos hindi mo naiintindihan yung mga tao na taga dito. Eh, ayan.
As you continue to cut, you're still not seeing some progress. You're like, but you're still trying. Uh, she looks at you and she kind of goes, ba't di ka sumama sa mga katulad mo? Anong makukuha mo
I'm
na
sorry,
sumama
that cut off.
Oh, she more or less asks, why are you not with your fellow kin? Why are you not with the Dayuhans? Why are you not joining with them? What are you doing in this side? What are you doing in our side of the forest?
Ako'y may kaibigan. Kaibigan na nangailangan ng tulong. At gusto ko siyang suportahan. Baka kilala mo si Itim?
She lets out a shrug. Oh, yung dato. Siya na ay isang danag katulad ko. Ew, sir, don't. I'm in the middle of narrating. I'm gonna. Someone was just being crunchy and being a chimisi. God, stop your bone crafting. Away, demon. Away.
Bayo.
Ay. Anyway. Away. Away.
I'd bite Jepoy too, man.
Yeah. Anyways. Going back. Bella just shrugs. Oh, siya na ay isang danag. Who left? Who left? Left. Okay. Good, you left. Goodbye. Sorry, I'm bullying the husband. Bella more, Bella more or less as the mention of Itim, and I'm aware of his tribe. He has had his losses, much like mine, but at least he has a tribe to come home to. I lost my father. I lost
Ay,
people that were family. Not blood, but they were of my tribe. There are not many Ibaloys that are stationed here because of what Apo Bodong did. Can you confirm that he is truly dead? She looks intensely at you.
Lucia, like, for a moment, she does stop cutting. She shakes her head a little bit. Hindi ako magsisinungaling sa'yo. Wala naman akong intensyon na lokohin ka. Si Apo Bodong ay buhay pa. Pero, he is... Nasa torpor siya ngayon.
She looks at you with like the intensity, like, that kind of feminine rage, feral, as she looks at you, unblinking. Will you be like your friend, Isko, and not let me kill who deserves to be killed? Will you let me have Apobodong? I have been denied, Magda. Will you let me take Apobodong?
Hmm. Ah, if if yun na ang gusto ng buong grupo, kung tatanungin mo sina Itim, sina Sisa, sina Noe,
And she
at
cuts you off immediately at the group. I ask you, as a woman, if you have lost your family, your father, your kin, to a man who stole what is rightfully ours, will you need to make a second opinion, a decision from the group, on whether he deserves to be spared or not? Do you need more information from him, much like your friend Isko?
sa totoo lang, gusto kitang tulungan. Gusto kong mawala ang galit sa puso mo. Pero mahirap eh. Itong grupo nila, sila Magda, sila Apo Bodong, may pinaplano. Gusto nilang buhayin ang mga danag. Hindi katulad mo. Yung mga mas matanda, mas ancient, mas malakas. Importante din ang informasyon. Unless, siguro lang kung may alam ka. Alam natigilin na anong mga plano nila.
He lets out a scoff. Kung information lang ang gusto mo. I told Isko this and I will tell this to you. I am a descendant of the first Danag. There's a reason why Magda took me. None of them have the blood that runs in my veins. They need me. And the knowledge in my veins. Why do you think she spared me? You know of some Sabbath. You've heard of her lore. How she has killed many. I was kept for information. And I worked towards not giving that information. Now, if Bodong and Magda are working together, all the more reason to have them dead. There's a reason why my ancestors should remain on the ground, part of the soil, part of the land. Now, with this information, I have given you a trade. I expect in return to be given fairly. I have been denied Magda. I want to kill Apobodo, a man responsible of my family's death. Are you telling me that your kind, you Dayuhans, don't have a backbone or a spine to make that decision? Are you not a woman? Women make decisions here. Make that call.
Gusto mo ng decision? Gusto mo ng decision? O sige. Ipangako mo sa amin na tutulungan mo kami. Total, parang mas matanda ka sa amin. Tulungan mo kami ako at ang grupo ko na i-make sure na itong mga danag, itong mga ancestor mo ay hindi lalabas sa lupa.
What do you
Bibigayin
think
ko sa'yo
we
si
have been
Apopodo.
doing for years? This has been the job of my family, the job of the tribes, of the many. The tribes have been weakened and separated. One of them is Dato teams. We were supposed to keep them safe. But there's too much blood spilled,
And
and they're trying to get the information I have. You don't need to tell me what my job is. I wish to be freed. I wish to kill Apo Budong. You're already
she will
telling me
say
what
this in
I already
Tagalog.
do.
Lucia will say this in Tagalog para ako personally nauubusan na. So,
Uh-uh.
i-English ko lang din, if that's okay.
Sure.
Sorry. Yeah, Lucia will tell her, I want to believe you. It has been frustrating for us as well trying to navigate all of the politics that surround this new world. I don't mean to undermine you. I don't mean to try to tell you what you need to do. I just want your solemn word, your solemn vow. Perhaps a blood pact. All worries laid to rest. Conversations made simpler. Would you agree to those terms?
You basically ask her for a sanduguan. That's really deep cut.
Mm.
So she goes, you're telling me to keep a promise that I've already been doing since I existed. This is of no
Then there's no
consequence.
problem for you.
Yes. The thing is, I don't trust your group. This politics is brought by your kind, your court. We lived simpler lives. It is not my fault your Camarilla brought this to us. Your kind, the Castillas, the Dayuhans brought this to us. The problem you complain about is your very own. I am not the problem here. We've lived quietly. You invaded our lands. You took things that should not be taken, enforcing hands which should not be forced. This politics you speak of exists because of your kind. I will do this blood pact because it is in my culture and I'm doing it already. But do notice, for a fact, given that you are friends with this Isko, I do not trust you. You and your group have many a thing to prove. How am I to know that your knowledge of the Nadag, you will not join Magda and the others to try to raise them?
The distrust between us runs deep. I don't believe there are any things that I can say to convince you. But if you want, with this blood pact, I shall also honor it. I will also make sure to do my part that your ancestors stay in the ground, even if that means dealing with my own kind. Would that be fair enough?
No. I want the pact you will make is that you will get me to Magda by any means. You will have me get her. You will give me her. You will take it from your friend. That is the blood pact I want. I don't trust that you would know what to do in the face of the threat of my ancestors. I do. But I,
Okay.
at least,
Okay.
want this pact that you will deliver to me what is rightfully mine. Magda. Her blood. I will kill her myself, but you will bring me to her.
Oh, sige. Oh, sige, ganito. So long as you deal with her in an area that is not of risk of your ancestors, I am completely fine with this. We were hunting her down, and I do so believe that we will hunt her down again. Is that all right with you now?
She gives the intensity of her stare is still on you. You know how Sanduguan works. You make the first cut.
She takes like the blade that she's using to cut the ropes.
Yeah.
She 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 will do it the way she saw Noe do it, which is I believe across her palm.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Yeah. And then she offers her hand.
She's still tied, so
Paano to
she's
nakatali ka pa?
yeah. She's like she opens her palm, making that motion that you cut me, and clasp your hand here. That's the best I can do to cooperate with the Sanduguan. Because I'm still tied. I'm still
Lucio
tied.
goes back to her somewhat gentle nature, like, sabihin mo lang kung masakit ah. She makes like a cut. Enough to draw blood. Not to hurt, hopefully.
You can tell the hands of Bella is not gentle. It is a working hand. Like the callos are thick.
Oh.
So it's yeah, you have to make a really deep cut to get through those thick layers. It's almost like a pad of an animal who's walking on their hands.
Parang yung lubid lang eh. She like tries to go deeper.
She's just you
Anyways,
actually.
another.
She lets out a laugh. It's oh my god, the Yuhans. It mesmerizes me how you all managed to take my land. Look how weak you are.
Madre ako, hindi sundalo.
It is your church that sold things to my people. Sold
Ano
thing.
daw?
It is the church, your God, that makes insult of my people. You declare yourselves the true faith. But our paths are wrong.
Nako, alam mo, ang dami mong galit. At sa totoo lang, justified ka naman. Kaso as a person, di naman ako yun eh.
She goes, not you as a person, yes, but you carry the beliefs. If your beliefs are the very thing that kill people, would you still adhere to it?
My beliefs do not say anything about killing anyone. If there is such a twist to the belief, then it is the sin of those evil enough to do so.
That kind of emphasis on the evil is enough to finally puncture the knife through her thick skin. Blood flows. She waits for you to clasp your bloody hand to hers.
I will.
The sanduguan is made. And we will shift real quick to Noe and Jepoy. As you are holding hands with Bella. What happened, Bella? Bella. Wait, I'll put you guys close. You guys are in the middle.
Mhm.
What happened, Bella? It has been too long. You're feeling the effects still, but you're getting more and more of your consciousness. And you're seeing that the sky is it's telling you have about a good hour before the sun rises, which isn't good.
Itim, nariyan ka ba?
He walks out of the gate to look. His eyes like turning to look at where Tisa is and back at you. Nagbantay ng bata. He goes,
Salamat. Mayroon tayong isang oras bago mangat ang araw.
kailangan natin magtago dito. Wala tayong choice.
Ang kinaroroonan ni Magna noon. Maaari ba tayo doon magpahinga?
Wala. Like, ano nangyari kay Madre?
Okay?
Eh, Lucia. Wala si Lucia. Di pa siya babalik. Tagal.
Diyos mio. O sige, puntan ko. Itim, Jepoy, maaari niyo bang dalhin ang lahat sa bahay? Actually, Jepoy, ikaw na lang kung maaari lang. Hanap ka ng bahay na kasya tayong lahat. Ang susunog. Salamat, Jepoy. Pagpalain ka. He tries to stand up. What does that feel like? Because I almost imagine it like waves of electricity from the bottom of his toes going up to his head.
I'm trying to figure out what would be a closest, like, real life thing. You know when you've lacked sleep, you feel lightheaded, and the moment you get up, it feels like you're floating, like, whoa, like you over jump, you over sway. That's the feeling that you're feeling.
I see. With his feet almost as if he were walking on clouds, he almost trips, grabs onto one of the posts, turns. Sige. He starts walking toward Lucia's, trusting that Itim can watch over Sisa, and Jepoy can scout ahead for a nice house.
You just Itim kind of like looks at Sisa. Sisa, tulog muna tayo. Pasok sa bahay. Like, kind of like, it's like talking to a kid, like, tulog. Tulog na tayo.
Sisa is pretty much like easily dragged into the house, but she's not like actively responding to anyone at this time. She's in her own world.
Right. Yes. Okay, that's a net positive for Tim. It's like, okay. So he's checking the other houses. You can see like he's inspecting with Jepoy. Both Jepoy and Itim notice that there's no one else in the houses. They're all emptied out, save the unconscious human soldiers outside. There's nothing else here. And Noe, in his weakened state, I believe, while everybody's looking around, you do see the door ajar. And your vision, it's like double vision, but it aligns itself at the moment when you see Lucia holding a knife, a bloody hand, clasping what looks to be a tied woman.
Lucia.
Noe? Padre?
Si.
Padre, halika dito. Tulungan mo ako.
Sige. He walks over, looks to Bella, and goes down to her level and gives a bow. Bella.
You see kind of like this expression of she wants to spit at your face, but she's keeping calm. She recognizes you. But she's just like, she's bidding her time. The people who can free her are here. She speaks in Tagalog. It's like, Isko was right. He did have many friends.
Tulungan kita para makatakas dito. Lucia. It's kind of a leadership check. to help her.
Hold on. Actually,
That's okay.
I'm actually gonna
Ano
check.
okay?
yung lead na to eh.
Yeah?
No, because like you need to break free the really strong things. You have strength. You don't have melee either.
It's one, but yeah. Unfortunately,
It is.
he could just call over Itim. You know, like he
I
sees
would
this and
say,
goes,
because of the amount
yeah.
of time that was, you see the effort done by. If you carefully do it, you will take a bit of a longer time. There's no roll, but it's just like that awkward. I will help you. Iki, 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 iki. like, like
I've been doing that.
yeah. So it's about like an awkward 5 minutes of iki, 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 and then the rope is removed. The chains, however, Itim would have done. It's an awkward five
The-
minutes of silence of just like iki, 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 iki.
Hey, it's okay. I'm high, so like it's not easy to talk right now. But he will call for Itim, like Itim tulong.
Oh, and Itim locks eyes with Bella, and she just kind of looks, and without hesitation, and he has a good strength. You hear the tang of the metal removes the shackles off the wrist. You see the bruises on her wrist, her neck. Some of it faded because she is danag, like she is an aswang, but yeah, she's definitely taken a beating for it to reflect on her body, and she kind of slowly gets up, looks at Itim. I think I'll have a thread for Itim for another time to have a conversation with him on whether to trust you guys. So she kind of looks. She goes, well, you are all guests, and the sun is rising soon. The floors are safe. You may stay underneath the floors. There are lower levels. It will be cool. You'll be close to the ground. This is
Salamat.
my village after all. I claim it back.
Salamat.
She kind of like rolls up the mats, moves the wood so that you guys can lie down on the ground as she kind of covers. It's a kind of like a makeshift coffin, like the floors are the cover of the coffin, but it's a full house.
Oh.
That's how they used to do it
Well,
back in the day.
Well, while she's doing that, Noah's still concerned about the humans outside. So while she's busy with that, and the sun's not rising yet, he will stand up as she prepares and goes, "Dadalhin ko ang mga iba sa mga imong bahay."
She goes, sabi, sila ba Indio?
Oo. They are, right? The DM, like they're like Indio, a part of the guard, right? It's them, right?
They
Are they
were
Spanish? Because I
they
know there were Filipinos there.
yeah, it's mixed, but they are
It's a
under the
mix.
military. They are serving currently the Spain.
I see. Kalahati sa kanila ay Indio.
You see her rub her wrist and she says, "Ako na bahala."
Salamat.
Ooh, I need you to do an insight check real quick.
She gonna kill them.
Can I also roll?
You can do a perception and empathy roll, please. Suss it out.
Okay.
2.
Okay. So,
1d10.
I would say, uh, Noah, you have a sinking feeling that she is not gonna be kind to them. With the conversations Lucia had, you know for certain she will kill them. It's
Like, like all of them?
oh yeah. No, if you guys
Ang
find
gagawin mo sa kanila?
uh
Yeah? Yeah?
just a fun historical fact. I don't know if it's fun,
Yes.
but I'll share it. I'm taking an inspiration from one of the few stories in which there were soldiers that were sleeping in one of the areas, and there was a woman who literally rolled them off the cliffs in
I
their
love her.
sleep. So I'm taking a beat from that history story.
I mean, wouldn't it be cool if that happened and they wake up to that?
I mean, you did have an insight roll. You're still high. She
So
did
I'm
say ako na bahala. So it's up to you if you're gonna confront her about it. You have a bad feeling when she says ako na bahala. Like, and with Lucia, you do have context. She has hatred for these like she is not gonna from how she is, she will not hesitate to you know,
DM. Tell
oh,
me if this, with my empathy, tell me if this will work.
mhm.
Let us distract her with the thought of Apple Bodong, which keeps her from killing these people. Like, I'll highlight this instead of killing them. Think that might work?
Yes.
Convert her mental energy, direct her mental energy elsewhere. Okay. Then, with that, he goes, Bella, bago mo gawin ang iyong iniisip, samahan kita, dalhin kita kay Apple Bodong.
You see this distrustful look on her face, like, what is this dayuhan getting at? But she looks at Lucia. And it's like, she says in Filipino, at least you're willing to lead me to the man. He will follow you.
He stands up, and if you allow a montage, it is a walk, whether she says anything or not. Fine. He will talk to her, but it will eventually lead to him calling out to our Broha. I forgot his name. Mr. Broha.
Segundo.
Segundo.
Segundo, there. Thank you. Thank you. Once they get around here, he will call for Segundo. Segundo! Segundo!
Yeah. He doesn't have Apple Badong with him at the moment. He walks out. And then he locks eyes and immediately sees Bella. And you see him kneel. Almost as if she's royalty. Like he looks at her. This buti buhay ka. And then she looks at him and looks at Padre. Iwala mo sila? And she goes, he says, iwala ko yung Padre. Kay respeto niya ang kultura natin. Para siyang katulad natin. Hindi niya maintindihan lahat. Naprotektahan ng mga tao. Hindi siya tulad ng mga ibang dayuhan. Siya ay isang kakampi.
Place a hand in my chest and bow to those honorable words.
Saan siya pabudong? And you just see him exhale. Nakahiga sa lupa. And he goes, Itali siya. Sa puno. Stake him if you have to. And leave him there. No blood will be spilled. It will be but ash. Segundo cannot refuse orders from someone from the royal family, essentially. And as he turns, he goes, "But can you wake him up for me? I want to speak to him. One last time." Noah, do you watch this interaction or do you leave them be?
Um, I'm I kind of want to help the others, unless there's like a sight of them like actively moving to help, in which case he will bear witness to this conversation.
Just
Oo,
So
a
if he sees
ginagalaw
the others
namin
are
yung mga
coming,
tao in the background, if that's okay with
okay,
them.
yeah.
okay,
It's like
okay, cool. Then
Oo, kalat ka rin nyo dito. Huwag niyo ipakita, huwag niyo sila idisturbo.
like do not perceive, do not perceive. They're just like me, me, me. They're
Oo, oo.
humans, so they're not.
Yeah, pero
They're ghouls, so they're fine. Like um they're not gonna die
yeah,
from
they're
the
gonna get
sun. They're just gonna
yeah,
be
they're
ano
gonna get
daw
rolled
dad
down a
ba?
hill. They're gonna get rolled down a hill.
Kukuhain ko yung mga demonyong lubid pati chains na nandoon si Bella before, and then ngayon ang mga soldiers na ang nakalubid and chains
okay.
para hindi din silang lalakad during the morning. Katakot eh.
Yeah. That's the
I'm
one
ready.
issue that you guys will have to deal
Yeah.
with. But you guys chose to save them, which is
Gag
nice.
'em, tie 'em, safe.
I also healed them, so
Yes.
we're gonna gaslight them later. But anyway, I'm going to bear with
Yes.
this conversation if they allow me to.
Yeah.
I will politely ask permission to be there.
Segundo will just look at you and be like, "Father, it's best you keep a distance, but you may watch. We shall
He
give
nods.
the Maharlika her chance to find peace in her own way."
He nods. He nods. And stands where he is now, perhaps behind slightly a tree, resting.
You see the amount of like this unconscious, like torpored man. He's like shrunk into a mummy, tied, and then like branches stabbed into his femur, like deep in, like into bone, into a tree, a really thick Nara tree. There's another one at his hip. They're making sure that he, even with his strength, they have made him immobile. They avoid his heart. They also make another puncture on his clavicle. There's no sounds coming from Hapabudo. However, you do see her bite at her wrist, smear the blood over his mouth, and you hear a gasp, the opening of the eyes as it's bloodshot, and this fangs feral, and the groan of the tree as this man wakes up from his torpor, violent, thirsty. But then, as he does that, you see her grasp his head, digging her fingers and nails into his head, looking at him intensely. "Naalala mo ko. Alalahanin mo ko." And then she digs, and you see this sharp, like opening, closing of his mouth as he's feral, and then but the digging of his nails, the intensity of her eye. You have aspects, yes? Is it passive?
Yes.
On?
Yes. Yeah, it can. The great thing about that DM is you can turn it on for me if you want.
No, I would just sense.
I read about that. Yeah.
Yeah. For story reasons, you feel the heaviness, almost like a cage of sorts, a mental cage. You feel the weight of the metal surrounding this man mentally. She has an ability to make sure that the mind is something that she would control and rattle. I would have you roll real quick. See if your pep talk with your mentor, if you remembered anything.
Okay.
Ability.
Occult.
This would be an intelligence and occult. This is definitely magic.
Spells. My special. May I add my spell expertise?
Yes. Well, actually, no, it's more discipline, but we'll count it.
Okay, thank you. I already rolled na kasi. My bad.
What? Oh my god.
Oh, that cancels out.
Oh,
Okay.
stupid. That's so many ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, minus
That's-
5. So 2 successes.
That's something.
This is a different, more tribal form of dominate, it feels. More primal. More attuned to emotion. More like an animal snarling at another animal, but letting them know their place. As Apawidong, in the midst of a hungered torpor, waking up, starts whimpering and starts crying. As he goes, ginawa ko lang yun. Ginawa ko lang yun para sa tribo ko. Ginawa ko lang yun para sila ay mabuhay. And you see the rage as she lets out this almost like laugh. Almost like a don't make me laugh reaction. Pamilya mo din sila. Pamilya tayong lahat. Ikaw, pinagkatiwalaan ka ng tatay ko. Ikaw ang pinakamatalino. Pinakamatibig. Idor. Kung alam mo, yung pamilya mo ay namatay din. Walang naligtas. Sa atin. Tayo lang. Then you just actually see Segundo like, I'm gonna back off kind of energy, like, yes, I'll back off.
I see him going back, and I follow suit. Just a little bit over here.
He looks very concernedly at the padre. Pumasok ka na. He kind of gives that concerned look. Takbo ako. Kunin ko si Pe. Papanoorin mo
nods.
masunog yung tao. Kailangan siya balik.
He nods. And since he was a ways away anyway, he lumbers his way back inside.
Yeah.
Trying to find where Lucia and the others were.
Everyone was tired from lifting, and I would say Itim kind of looks worriedly at Tisa, who's I would have to ask, what spot in the house does Sisa choose? It's a standard Nipa hut. Sisa? Hello?
Yeah, you're muted if you're talking.
Sisa?
Hello?
Ayun, hi.
There
I
you go.
wanted to ask,
Yes.
which
My
part
house is computing me.
which part of the house did Sisa place herself in? I'm assuming you didn't go down with the others in the ground and the soil, like under the
No,
floorboards.
she still being like the Lulu in the moment. Definitely went into what I would those in the Kubo, right? There's like a higher area where people would sleep.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's where she would end up being. Still humming to her child.
Continue to hum and stay there. Itim just goes, I'll keep watch you guys stay in the floorboards. He sees Padre.
Salamat.
Uh, oh, by the way, because of how it is, you guys would be lying down side by side. Like, it's a shared space, more or less. How
Hmm.
close
It's
does the
all good.
Padre stay? Or do you, like, give yourself, like, a arm distance from, um, because, like, it's just patch of ground and it's floorboard. So, like, when you're lying down on the ground. Are you trying to lie down close to Lucia, or do you try to, like, keep you an arm distance, social distancing?
Uh, he's tired, and he's good childhood friends with Sia, so he's just gonna lie down next to her.
And Itim kind of puts the floorboard over you guys. You guys are, like, staring at the wood and feeling the cool soil. Like, it's almost like a cooling thing. It's like, lying down on a nice floor on a hot day, like, like it's comfy.
Yeah.
Uy, ganda.
This is not as bad as I thought.
I want to ask Noe, do you make inquiries
Yes.
because you are aware that Lucia committed a sanduguan?
What you just said was his memory getting spiked up. As he looks up in their surprisingly comfortable dirt bed, he says, "What did you do? What did you promise to Bella?"
We are talking about that now, huh? Um, I promised to, one way or another, get Magda to her.
I see. And where is Magda?
She says that Isko ran off with her.
He must have had a reason.
I
Iskold
believe
is
he
not
does.
like Magda. You can see that from a kilometer away.
I know.
Thank you for helping the people and with conversing with Bella when I could not. I'll have to thank the others once we wake up.
Do you know they're right beside us?
No, they're above us.
Yeah, they're above.
They can still hear you. I'm sure.
There's a knock. Tug, tug, tug.
Itim.
Like,
He's
tug,
like
tug,
the
tug.
voice at the bottom. It's like a little
And
muffled.
it's like, and then he goes, ang landi niyo naman. Tug, tug.